All right, so today we're going to dig into something called the University of East. But here's the thing. This isn't really about the university itself. Think of this more as a case study, a way for us to investigate how information gets presented online and, maybe more importantly, how we can all get a little bit better at reading it.
Our whole story kicks off with this warning banner, right at the top of the University of East's Wikipedia page. It's kind of strange when you think about it, right? You go to an encyclopedia for facts, and the first thing it does is tell you to be careful. That banner? Well, that's the mystery we're here to solve today.
So that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? When a source that's supposed to be objective basically raises its hand and says, hey, wait a minute, there might be a problem here. What is actually going on? It's a signal, a clue, that there's a whole other layer to the story. Okay, let's dive in and unpack this. To really understand what Wikipedia is worried about, we have to start with the official story. So, first up, we're going to take a look at how the University of East talks about itself. On its own turf, its official website.
Here we go. This is the university's mission statement. And it sounds professional, it sounds ambitious, it sounds exactly like what you would expect a university to say. It's all about building confidence and presenting this image of serious academic work.
And their origin story? Well, according to them, it's pretty noble. They say they were founded by dedicated educationists. The message they're sending is crystal clear. We're here to provide good, affordable education for the people. It's a really positive, compelling story.
And here are the programs they offer. A pretty standard list: business, computer science, education. Nothing here seems weird or out of the ordinary. The whole website just projects this clean, professional vibe of a totally legit school, which honestly just makes that Wikipedia warning banner feel even more out of place.
Okay, so now let's pivot back to that Wikipedia page. It's time to decode what those warning flags are actually trying to tell us, because this is where the clean official story starts to get a little more complicated.
The first flag is about something called notability. In the world of Wikipedia, this is a huge deal. It basically means that for something to deserve an encyclopedia article, it needs to have been covered in a significant way by reliable sources that have nothing to do with the subject. Think major newspapers or research papers. This warning suggests the University of East, well, it might not clear that bar. And the second flag is about verifiability. This one is saying that the article might lean too much on sources that are, well, too close to home. Things like the university's own website or its own brochures. And that's a problem because it makes it almost impossible to verify the information independently or trust that it's neutral.
So, just to sum it up, the critique boils down to these two core issues. First, there's not enough outside, independent proof that the university is important enough for an encyclopedia entry. And second, the info that is there relies way too much on the university's own promotional materials, which makes the whole thing hard to verify. For an encyclopedia built by everyone, these are massive red flags.
So, what we have now are two completely different narratives. On one hand, you've got the polished, perfect story from the university itself. And on the other, you've got this skeptical, heavily critiqued version from Wikipedia. So let's put them side by side and see how they stack up. This table really lays it all out. You can see the basic facts, like the founding year. They match up. But then you start to see these little cracks. The website lists specific degrees. Wikipedia lists broader departments. But the real difference, the huge one, is at the very bottom: credibility. One source presents itself as the final word, while the other is openly telling you there are problems.
And this really gets to the heart of it. We're looking at two documents with totally different goals. The university website is a promotional tool. It's marketing, designed to get students in the door. The Wikipedia page is an attempt, and I emphasize attempt, at neutral encyclopedic documentation. And those warning flags are part of that process. They're showing you the messy, ongoing work of trying to figure out the facts.
So this brings us to the big takeaway. Why did we just walk through this whole exercise? Because figuring out this dynamic gives you a really powerful tool you can use every single day you're online. See, this little case study, it's basically the entire internet in a nutshell. You've got the official story from a company or an organization, you've got the public conversation happening around it, and very often, there's a lot of missing information in between. Learning to see the difference between promotion and documentation, that's a critical skill for the 21st century. And all of this leads to a simple, practical tool anyone can use. Let's call it the three-source test. First, check the official source. See what they say about themselves.
Second, look at a public source, like Wikipedia, and really pay attention to the warnings and criticisms. But third, and this is the most important step, you have to look for truly independent sources, news coverage, research, anything from people who have no skin in the game. And if you can't find that third source, well, that tells you something really, really important.
So we're left with this question. In a world of carefully curated content, where everyone, from huge companies to individuals, is publishing their own version of the story, who is the final editor of reality? Well, the answer, more and more, is that it has to be you.